Yo, what's up, Champions fam? It's the bad guy, a WWE Champion, ZEKE410, back with a brand new video. And what a roller coaster it has been these past couple of days within WWE Champions. But respectfully, I properly tip my hat off over to the good old folks over at Scopely because, no lie, the community walked away with some huge dubs. So allow me to explain. Long story short, every MLE, the first week of, there is a situation where we have a contest, a faction contest, where we have to grind out a blitz. You get free tickets to do the blitz daily, as well as your disposable income pack so you can go the distance. No Hercules. With that being said, you're able to accumulate enough of the MLE Prizewall currency to make some big moves right out of the gate. You got chances at some very rare cards, top tier cards, S tiers, S plus tiers. You got an opportunity at gear. You got an opportunity at moments, skill plates, let alone your econs. So there are a lot of good chances to make some things pop off, even if you are free to play. That being said, with that midweek prize wall that we got to start off the Road to Rumble MLE for the 9th year anniversary of WWE Champions, pardon me, forgive me, we had the launch of Platinum Gear for Hall of Fame characters. So on the prize wall, you had a shot at the gear for Goldberg, Rey Mysterio, and of course Michelle McCool. So you had a shot at all their gear, silver, gold, and platinum. You could pick them all up, make those purchases, and always remember, when it comes to any gear, depending on the amount that are needed, regardless of what gear you get, it's going to unlock the first ability. Then of course, when you get the next gear, it will unlock the following. So just because you pick up the platinum gear doesn't mean you unlock ability 4. No, it just it starts off the ability tree and you go from there. So you had the launch of these gears, and so FOMO kicked in. I know it did for me. So with that option to go after all these different things, I went ahead and made the purchase on the platinum gear for Goldberg, as well as the gear I was missing for Michelle McCool, so she could be fully loaded moving forward. But that also meant, like many others, if you did go for that gear, that meant you weren't able to go after other investments on the prize wall. It is what it is. Heavy is the head. We got to do what we got to do, right? That's just the die that are cast. With that being said, though, we had the situation go down. It came and gone, and with that, we got the second week of this 3-week, you might as well call it a WLE, week-long event instead of MLE, because it's a 3-week event, right? We got the next week of it, of the content. So with that, we were able to have a situation where now we are able to pick up the gear that was initially launched on the midweek prize wall for the first week of. Now, I understand that people are mad and upset. It's like, well, I spent my prize wall medallions on the gear because I didn't know when it was coming back. So I understand that. So for me, I would be like, look, Scopely, the blogs helped out a lot, and I do miss them. And that's more reason for us to have those, or at least do live streams where you're going to do a full breakdown of everything that's going on, so then people can properly, fully plan out how they're going to go about it, MLE or WLE. That it's just only fair. It's only right, in my opinion. So that's where I feel like if you were going to have them launched on the prize wall for the first week, should have had something in the blog be like, hey, don't worry, if you don't get this new gear the first week out, there will be other opportunities in the week long to pick them up again. And that's what we got. You can pick up Goldberg's gear through the Road to Fame solo contest, and you can pick up Michelle McCool's gear as well as Rey Mysterio's gear in the return of Extreme Rule Tours. Looking forward to the steel cage stipulations coming soon. Gotta love it. But it's basically reversal when it comes to it. Equal rights, equal fights. To get the waifu's gear, you gotta beat the husbando. To get the husbando gear, you gotta beat the waifu. Beat Michelle to get Rey. Beat Rey to get Michelle. Get their silver, gold, and platinum gear. And even if you already purchased it, I'd still clear the tours for econ hangers, because you never know what could be looming in your roster at any given time with, discounted prices. Many people don't even know still that you can go into your special edition Acro John Cena and Showboat Cena and use your hanger. I believe it only costs one hanger each to give them their gear that gives them buffs to their health. let alone with the moments that they got going on, that's a huge buff. So hangers are econ just as much as star fragments, coins, TP, hype, tokens. So that's how I look at it. Depending on who you are, glass empty, half empty, half full. I look at it as another shot. If you missed out the first week, you got a second chance the second time around. With that being said, though, I understand that people are frustrated because you had to make a choice, but have no shame in whatever choice you made and just move forward. And like, hey, hopefully Scopely learns and does better. Again, this is a reason and an example to bring out the blogs with the full breakdowns and everything so that everyone knows what's coming and you can properly plan out. People are still going to spend where they're going to spend, especially knowing what superstars they're going after in recruiting. But it also helps to know how the content fully rolls out, especially if you got midweek surprises and whatnot, so you can also future-proof your account for the better. And that is what it is. Aside from that, we had a little shakeup when it came to the launch, or the mislaunch, I should say, of the Titan Takeover leaderboard. Things happen. We're human. So everyone was blessed with 10 per color of each wild card hype. So obviously it goes in the class cycle. So Acrobat Blue, Powerhouse Red, Showboat Yellow, Striker Black, Technician Green, Trickster Purple. Everyone got 10 free of each one. That's a good look for anybody. I do look forward to seeing how the full official proper launch goes for the Titan Takeover. Do your hype, knock out your Titan wherever you can. Get it out of the way as soon as the changeover goes over for the tours. Get it out of the way so you can enjoy the rest of your night and keep on rolling and rocking from there. But aside from the wild card hype, aside from the medallion situation when it came to the platinum gear, we also had gear launched for Hall of Fame units Kurt Angle, Brutus Beefcake, and Randy Savage. Oh yeah, making them absolutely crack from the gameplay that I've seen. Check it out for yourselves. But we also had another redeeming take from the good old folks over Scopely. Not only did they bring back the platinum gear, in case you missed out, right? They brought back a medallion which allowed you to pick up a certain plate for free. Now, they had very good skill plates that were on that midweek prize wall too. And I can't knock, again, there was a lot of good stuff on there, from ZEKE410s to Cody Rhodes to Drew to Gunther to Nia. They had a lot of great units on the roster. I'm not going to go against that. But the plates were also heavy hitters. So when it came to the plate situation, Armory Prizewall, I'm going for the natural phenomenon for my Hall of Fame Foley. And if I can't reach the Bliss backpack, I'm going for the natural phenomenon for Foley and the big botch for Trick Willie, because I'm a huge fan of him and I'm glad to see that he's rocking out in the 9th anniversary. And I'm also going to tip my hat again to the good old folks over Scopely for these video packages that they've been doing for the 9th year characters and the wrestlers that are being brought into the game. I've seen the one for Trick Williams, and I've also seen the one for Obafemi, the ruler. And last but not least is certainly the waifus coming through representing NXT with Soruka and Lola Vice. So I do like that touch. I would like to see more of it moving forward. It's a great interaction, a healthy interaction with the community. Them going down what their favorite gear is, their favorite moment thus far in the company, what it means to be in WWE champions, the story behind their finishers. It's a real subtle touch, and I look forward to seeing it. It doesn't have to happen every MLE, but you know, the big ones. Bring that type of stuff out. That'd be fire. I would love to see it. And that it just shows the infinite potential of WWE champions if they fully locked in and tapped in. So with that, discussing that Armory Loot medallion situation, let's get to what I'm talking about with this pick for the Road to Rumble prize wall, allowing you to pick up one of these plates. Now, these 3 plates are all great in their own way. Eyes of Judgment came out with the Judgment Day because a lot of those units were utilizing countdown gems. You make 6 or more countdown, you deplete the MP of your opponents. Throw hype in there, things can get crazy. Characters like ZEKE410s and AJ Lee come to mind for me right out of the gate. Michelle McCool as well. Hall of Fame is another that comes to mind. There are a lot of great characters that play defensively. I wanted this because of just to say that I had it, and then I really wanted to put it on AJ or put it on my Jacob, but it's all good in the hood because we have MP reduction trainers and coaches. So it's not the end of the world. It'd been nice to have, and I do love the design for it, but I decided to miss out on it this time around. The Thomas chest, making 6 or more traps, it goes with the trap 8th anniversary plate. If you got those together, it's great. You can pair it up with the purple barbers for 75% more damage. But this is honestly the Julius Creed plate. I have only one, and it lies on Julius. I wanted another one for Alexa Bliss Trickster, but I'm like, I'm good. It's a great one, but you got to look at the damage. It's 300%. So, with it really only being for Julius Creed, and I already have it on my Julius, there's no need for me to change it for anything. I went for the Rainbow Explosion. The first time around when it came to the midweek prize wall, I wasn't able to get the Chosen One Drew, who I wanted so much, but then I had a realization of quality of life. I'm at a point where I got 600 plus superstars. That means 600 plus entourage combinations when it comes to trainers and coaches for my heavy hitter waifus and husbandos when it comes to era coverage, let alone class coverage, subcategories, so on and so forth, right? For all formats of content, from tours, showdowns, feuds, boss battles, Titan, let alone, stipulation tours now, maybe Invasion comes back or any new format, maybe a tower mode. We don't know. But so when you get to a certain point, yes, it's great to still pursue characters. I was really tempted to go after Gunther, but then I looked back and realized you can shard hunt a lot of people. And I've been shard hunting for a long time. And literally I've gotten to the point where a lot of the people that I would have gone and picked up off the prize wall, I'm now sitting like, I'm getting closer and closer to them. I will recruit them over time. So now it's time to look at the other aspect. It's not just about building the right trainer and coaching ability setup. It's not about just building the right strap and metal setup. It's all about your skill plates and your moments. And these are things that I need to work on and pursue to amplify my account to the next level. Not only for my benefit, but my faction fams. So when it came to this option here, I went with the Rainbow Explosion the first time around, alongside the gear for Hall of Fame Michelle and McCool and Goldberg. So I got them platinumed up. Who knows? Maybe that's a little wink, wink, hint, hint to what's next. Maybe instead of 7-star bronze, we go to 6-star platinum. And that sets things up for a new meta. I don't know. I'm just saying. And with them, and again, like, there were 6 total: Angle, Beefcake, Savage, McCool, Mysterio, Goldberg. They all seem to do well, pretty well here. But the skill plate game, I went with the Rainbow the first time around alongside those platinum gears. This time around, I went with another Rainbow. It was the smart move for me. So I'm not even mad about that. Alongside the prize wall now with the emblems of what I'm using, I'm going to stockpile because the game plan here is I'm going to bite the bullet and skip on Tricks tokens this time around in the shards. I'm going to go ahead and get Kelly. I grew up on her. I already got 100% strap on her, and I'm very close. And good Lord willing, I get blessed with more drops of her via chest or the briefcase pulls so that I can get her. But I might as well, when I'm that close, I might as well go and get the shards here because I know inevitably she's going to pop up again, and I will finally be able to recruit her. And maybe by then I have a bombshell plate, and maybe by then I'm able to get her gear. Anything can happen, but this is a smart move, especially with representation in very small eras like, reality, PG, new gen, legend. It's far in between when you're able to find waifu and husbando representation. And even if you got it, doesn't necessarily mean that it's really good. Kelly is that damn good. So going to pick her up off of here. But them allowing us to get a chance at the gear, them allowing us to get another chance at a prize wall is absolutely amazing. Can't be mad at it. You got the daily login that we've been able to pick up characters, Hall of Fame characters, resources in TP, hype points for certain Hall of Fame characters and units. That's a blessing. So, keep logging in, keep doing your due diligence on that side. But I have to, like I said, I got to give credence to them on that. But we have had a crazy wild ride if you've been rocking with your boy. And if not, we're just going to go down memory lane real quick. I mean, we literally were able to pull a free, well, I don't even know why I left the store because I can just go down here just to show you, the daily claim bag that you get every day. You get a chance, might be able to pull a 7 pull or maybe pull a 40 pull for the MLE main theme, main theme Mega Superstar Loot Banner, right? So not the elite one, but the one right here. We were able to pull a 40 pull, and we got blessed with relentless modern era powerhouse Kevin Owens at 6-star bronze, a white whale in my account. Favorite wrestler. Praying for his return sooner rather than later, praying that he gets a WWE strap before it's all said and done, make Canada proud. But we were able to get a 40 pull and showcase it, proving that it is RNG. Gotcha's going to gotcha. But to be blessed to share that moment with y'all, to do a 40 pull and to pull 6-star bronze Kevin Owens, one of the characters and one of my Moby Dicks, shout out to Lee from Champions Chat, to finally get him was amazing to share with y'all. But then we got blessed when it came to the ruler. Doing our due diligence, clearing out all the solo contest milestones by clearing out the tours, doing the feud, getting the 30 free pulls from the milestones from the solo contest, picking up the 7 free pulls off the prize wall for the ruler weekend, and then going and picking up the $10 pack for the finale on Sunday, using the Google Play credit to get it for free $99, doing a 40 pull, and getting a 6-star silver John Cena the last times now was absolutely amazing, and showing that, hey, sometimes if you play things right strategically with your spending and your grind, you can walk away with something really, really good, and it doesn't really have to cost you that much, and you're not regretting much. But things even followed even more. I mean, we were able to get hit with literally the double up of our first and second green Piper plate, and we got the Yokozuna moment. That moment is absolutely apex, especially now that I got Hall of Fame Randy Savage, got all of his gears. Oh yeah, that was definitely an investment worth getting. I understand it could be a hit and a miss depending on who people are, but it was worth it for me. Getting that moment and getting his gear. Yeah, Savage is going to be a problem on this account. Best believe all the wild hype's going to be going into him after I'm done with Muda. So it is what it is. But we were able to strike gold when it pertains to the free-to-play loots following the Ruler weekend conclusion. So we did a poll on the gear loot, right? This is the tree that we've chosen. Obviously, if you go on the other gear, the other armory loots, whether it's gear, titles or moments, depending on which one, you stick to it. So I opted to go with this one. We're almost close to Randy at 6-star gold. And, like I said, I'm just going to go after that Botchman plate as well as the natural phenomenon. Get the natural phenomenon first, see how things go before the WLE concludes, obviously, and then make our move. But get the fuse for Randy, get the emblems. If we can't get the backpack, go for the phenomenon, and then go for the Botchman. That's basically the game plan here. But we were able to do some pulls, and we actually struck something really, really good because it's far in between. I've got blessed with a lot of great gear pulls out of here. I was able to get my Hall of Fame Randy Savage silver gear out of here. I was able to get the Alexa Bliss gear out of here. The Big Kev Vinny Vegas gear. I've been blessed with a plethora of gears. I'm currently hunting for a Modern Era Tech Gunther's gear for that multiplied gem strength increase, because this past weekend Gunther was a hoss, beating everything, rocking everybody. The Aftershock plate alongside the Ninja Turtle plate, where you break green and get red to help him cycle and load up again. He was just putting people down, alongside with the 100% gem damage strap, but the 60% gem defense. He was getting busy. But we struck something crazy here, y'all. We were able to get Ruthless Aggression Showboat Michelle McCool's All-American Diva green gear, +5 to all MP. We did a 15 and we walked away with that. That was beyond a hit. Sir Zoro-sama put me on game with the pyro setup, and then we got this. So it makes it all the more fun with the shenanigans. And I'm excited because, again, there's so much that can go down now with the different situations. You now have a yellow Piper plate and the green one. That means we're still waiting on a purple, a red, a black, you know what I mean? So, and a blue. And there's a lot of people that can get crazy with that. I'm using the reinforced black on her and she's a problem. Let alone there comes a pyro black, Piper black, or the Piper green on her. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, we were able to strike really good with her. Glad that I got her. Shard recruited her once again, took her to the moon. No regrets. Phenomenal with the hot tag. Utility is amazing. The revival, she won't stay down. She will get back up and keep rocking. So the armory loot was good to us. But then we got even crazier insane luck because I had to share the post on this one. You can't make this up, y'all. We did a 55 pull on here. We're so close to Seth Rollins. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. No lie. This is fair to everyone, whether you're free to play, Dolphin, or Whale. To get the opportunity to pick up the Juggernaut, Gem, trainer, and coach in Seth Rollins and Goldberg, respectively, is absolutely immaculate. Then you also are getting a chance at a transfusion, a leech gem plate. That's amazing. And you're picking up LA Knight. Yeah, very powerful. And as I mentioned, those Piper plates, blue or yellow, anybody for our boy LA Knight? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It got me so hyped that I went out of here. But we had something insane happen. I shared it on my channel post. But this is what's wild. I went ahead and I skipped it. I just went and skipped because I'm used to just getting shards because I did 2 rounds. I did the first one, got a couple shards of Kelly. Then I went to the second one and I popped it, right? So when I popped it, I got blessed with a featured. I was able to pick up Hall of Fame trickster Brutus Beefcake. Now, again, this midweek contest based around the Hall of Fame units came out of nowhere like a RKO. I'm praying that we're able to pick up some more Hall of Fame strats outside of the Armory Prizewall that I seen. But no lie, there was a time where there was nothing but content where you had to clear out blitzes and utilize 6-star variants of male and female Hall of Famers before they changed their tokens from the Hall of Fame tokens to the new class-specific tokens, right? Brutus Beefcake has always been a problem. The downside is when it comes to getting their straps, it's a hit and a miss. So again, got a lot of great Hall of Famers, but I only got 3 straps. One for Michelle McCool, one for Goldberg that can be shared with Ray, and then one for DDP, Angle, and Vader. So I got 3 straps. I don't have any for Trickster that are good, any for Powerhouse. No, I'm missing out on all of that. Acrobat, all of them, you name it. I only got so much. So to pick this guy up for free, this is I don't spend on these keys. This is absolutely free. We picked him up at 5-star bronze. And on top of that, because of the Hall of Fame, the requirements, he's needed. So he came right on time. Brutus is cool. I remember when he first debuted as a Showboat legend and I did gameplay on him, and the actual Brutus the Barber Beefcake actually shouted me out and showed me love on Twitter. So, it's a blessing being tied to Beefcake in that sense. And to know that he's a problem the way he is since I've gotten him, I've taken him up to 6-star bronze and I'm having fun, but I'm also holding off because I am so close to Bradshaw Hall of Fame that Brutus is just the icing on the cake. We're so close with the shard pickup that I did over from the Ruler weekend on Hall of Fame Ron that I'm ecstatic. I'm pretty confident I'm gonna recruit him. And when I get Farouk, when I get Ron Hall of Fame, that means that Bradshaw's coming in to drink a beer or two and smoke some cigars. So I'm hyped. But to get Brutus off the free to play 55-time key pulls was amazing. But it got even better because I had to do a double take and do a screenshot to really reflect on what happened on my account, y'all. We were able to do the armory loot. We got Michelle McCool's green gear, plus 5 MP. We do the Road to Rumble briefcase. Free pulls. We get Brutus at 5-star bronze, right? New card. But then I look down bottom in the shards. If we hadn't had him already after shard hunting him for months, shard hunted him all throughout 2025. Thankfully, we were able to get him before he retired, so to God be the glory on that. But we were able to pull 5-star gold. The last time is now Cena. So think about that. Did the free 40 pull, got Kevin Owens Relentless 6-star bronze. Did the combined, 37 free pulls from the ruler contest weekend and the free Google Play credit investment. Got a 6-star silver version of Shardworth of Last Time Is Now. Then to do the 55 free to play pulls, free 99. Pick up Brutus the Barber Beefcake Hall of Fame brand new card. But to look down bottom and see featured, see guaranteed, and it's a 5-star gold DK Cena. Yo, you can't make it up. So again, God blessing me with the opportunity to show y'all, even on the free-to-play side, you can strike gold. You can get something really great off the gear. You can get things great off the prize wall. You can shard recruit till your heart's content and pick up the right shard amounts of people as you do your weekend grinds and your midweek grinds, and you can get the roster that you really want. It's just going to take time and patience. But to see that, I had to share it with y'all. That's a dub on both sides. Again, didn't spend money on armory, did not spend money on keys. Literally just did my thing, pick up from the flash market on the portal, daily claims and doing stuff like that, clearing out my tours, and boom, that's where we're at with it. So I'm not even mad or upset about it. It is what it is on that side of things. But then again, the contest, as you can see, we've made it as far as we can. I got to finish up some showdown when it comes to Randy Orton. He's a problem with the setup that Merrick's was able to share with everybody on how to run him in showdown with A tier, but goddess tier Showboat Becky Lynch. Amazing, absolutely amazing, coming through crucial. But one of these is the bonus gear. One of them is the gear for Goldberg. I think this is Insatiable Hunger. That's the strap, and there's the gear for Goldberg. So there's Goldberg's gear, if I recall correctly. That is at the 1 million. No, wait. The 1 million. The 1 million milestone is where you'll get his gear. And again, when it comes to the other situation with the Ray and Michelle, that's in the Extreme Rules Tour. I'm going to say this too. Yes, the deals for the double packs for pulls are up now. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm tempted with Bradshaw for as close as I am to him. But this player's choice breaks my heart, and it lets me down bad. There's some good stuff in here. But the star rarity, to me, it shouldn't be down to 5-star. To me, player's choice is now to a point where it should be no more than a minimum of 6-star bronze. 6-star bronze. And depending, like if you drop it during Black Friday or anniversary, like here, it should have been like they should have just done straight golds. Straight golds or silvers. Minimum of silver, highest gold. Granted, you could run into a fuse. You could run into shards. But guess what? Those shards can be used to level up moves, or they can be used to take someone else up in your account. You walk away with a benefit. This has some good stuff, but again, depending on your roster and depending what kind of spender you are, you might walk away with something good. You might not. Even the medallion prize wall to me isn't the greatest. So this is the first time where I'm saying I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed at the player's choice, because I usually always say when it comes to champions, spend during anniversary, spend during your spring outbreak and your zombies and Halloween, spend during your summertime crossover event, spend during your Black Friday situation, and depending on what it is, spend during Christmas. Obviously, it's a hit and a miss, so it fluctuates, but always have some disposable income to the side for those type of things. And I always say player's choice, but this is just one of those where it's not there for me. It's not. I think that it could. There's a lot of good on here, but to me, just looking at the overall quality, it's not worth it. To pull or not to pull, I wouldn't pull on it. That's just me. Now, with the dual packs, if you're going to go now, then yes, I would say pull now, because you have two loots to go after. You can evade disappointment and get a dub on the other. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But when it was running solo dolo, oh heck no. But kudos to those who did do it, and if they did get something great, so be it. It is what it is. But we were able to do some crazy stuff on the roster as well when it comes to the account. With the ruler weekend concluding, we ended up at 1,800 plus shards of Obafemi. And although I understand a lot of people are not a big fan of him, they did my boy dirty with the teeth. They gave him the Bronson Reed treatment. If you know, you know. But long story short, basically, Bronson Reed in both versions of Striker and the Powerhouse, whenever he does his pose, he shows off like rows of teeth as if he's like a great white shark. And they did my boy Oba dirty here. The physique and everything is good. I like it. But when you got cards that look this great now, you can literally look at the card and look at the superstar and be like, yeah, that's not them. I'm still disappointed that they haven't reskinned and fixed CM Punk, because CM Punk, all three versions of him do not look right, do not look accurate at all. And again, you got great, amazing card art being done by whoever's over at Scopely, who's putting their heart and soul into this card art. Now, and like they've upped their ante, and for that to see great card art, like especially the AJ Styles, is cold, so cold. But to see this and then get that, yeah, that's cold-blooded. That's disrespect to Oba. But I am hopeful and optimistic. We didn't get the double MP trainers for this NXT second coming. But I pray that it never say never. Hopefully they show up later on. But maybe, just maybe, Oba does get a rework sooner rather than later. They've acted quick on many people in the past, and I've been present for it. They could do the same for Oba before it's all said and done. They could. Souls are cool. Trick is versatile, got different ways. If anything, Trick is fun. You can run him different ways, and that makes him fun to me because, again, you can have your heavy hitters, but to have someone that you can utilize in a multitude of ways, like a ZEKE410s, OTC Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Powerhouse, even someone on the low end, like consider now, like a tech CM Punk, the versatility and the skill sets and the builds, you know, Mommy Rhea, EO. Having characters like that, there's nothing wrong with having characters that got one trick ponies, cool. But it's also cool to have characters that have the hot tag, have the amazing tag links, have the great moments and gears and buffs. You know, so there's always a thing. I'm optimistic for Oba. It isn't over yet. They could change him up and switch him up and hit him with a surprise rework overnight. But at the end of the day, I'm still grateful that he's in here, but I am looking forward to seeing. After him talking about the gear, next up, gotta be, there's been plenty of champions in this game. They got a good unit first out, then they got a trash one. Or they got a trash one, then they got a good one. And then you got people like Liv, who are the exception, who've literally have had god tier, goddess tier variants of themselves since they came out. And even ZEKE410s right now is on a good hot streak with the Acro version and the Samoan Werewolf Tech version. So who knows? Oba could have a lack of A tier just to test the waters. And then next thing they're dropping modern era powerhouse S+ tier Oba Femi, the ruler. So I'm optimistic and praying for that, and maybe he gets that gear from that he spoke on, like him coming back like Jack Triple H after the injury, with his dreads flowing, shirt off, and the jeans just coming in and destroying people. But we got our boy. I can't wait to keep working on him. I had to stop on him because, like I said earlier, we're getting close to Ron Simmons, Farouk, and once I recruit him, all I'm going to say is, damn, I literally got 1 day left. So good Lord willing, it drops enough, we can bring him home. If not, I'll keep on picking him up from the chest, picking him up from stipulation shop whenever I get an opportunity, and we'll go there because his training ability with the yellow MP +2, the health, the damage, it's just game changers. It's highly beneficial having them on here. For the talent up, we did have a talent up. The talent ups aren't the same. I used to always be hyped about talent up. Even if I went broke trying to max it and not, I was always excited about doing talent ups. Now they're just like, okay, it is what it is. So the moves that I did 3 moves, and they were simple and easy. They made the most sense to me. First and foremost, I spoke about him earlier. And Lord forgive me because I was dyslexic for a moment. But we got Kevin Owens. We took him automatically up to 6-star gold. Got the entourage ability set up for him. Definitely going to be speaking it into existence. Spring Outbreak. I can't wait to say welcome home Samoan Werewolf, ZEKE410s, and Powerhouse Alexa Bliss. The trap gem damage and generation there combined, absolutely immaculate. I'm definitely going to look for the trap plate, the 8th year for him. If not, I'll run one of the barber plates and call it a day. I really rock with him. Love him to death. Maybe a red rumble plate shows up and pulls up. Definitely one of my favorite wrestlers. So taking him up was a no-brainer. Got him fully maxed out, at least move-wise. Happy to have him. Got a 150% strap on him. So that was a good move there. My second move was an easy move because we capitalized off the prior MLE. We weren't able to get the hot chocolate skill plate for my boy Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry, who I took to 6-star gold immediately. But we had enough armory emblems to pick up the 6-star silver fuse for Indy Hartwell. Impressive. She was a waifu that I did not know if I was going to get her or not, especially with her leaving the company, being released. I didn't know how things were going to go with the licensing or the contract. I didn't know how things were going to go, what the grace period is going to be. Also, keep in mind, too, with Foley, Foley's got contract. He's made it crystal clear he's not returning with WWE moving forward. So, go for Foley while you can. Be grateful that you got an amazing unit in the tech rework of Attitude Era Mankind. But nonetheless, we picked up the 6-star silver fuse because Acrobat tokens are scarce. So we were able to do our due diligence with our content. We cleared out contest milestones. We got the resources we needed, and we fused her up to 6-star silver, and then we took her to 6-star gold. We got the moment. We do not have the gear, but I've been loving her. She's quick. I love my Heavy Metal Rhea, who's proven many times. I even got shorts of Heavy Metal Rhea beating her. That was before hype. And I know for a fact, Indy hit hard before hype, let alone hype now. So I know once Muda's at hype 4, I'll turn my attention to... I'll have Muda at hype 4, work on Jacob, because I can get his hype out of the Titan shop alongside Tech Gunther, who's definitely going to hype 4. Feud MVP. Oh my God. I can't speak of too much on him, but Indy having her, that's just an amazing good look. She's going to make it a lot easier for clearing waifu content all the way around. So who knows? They might do a special, maybe for Valentine's Day, we get a mixed match Titan or something, or we get a female boss. I don't know. But Indy is just that damn good, and I'm grateful to God that I was able to get her before it was too late. I didn't want to suffer through what I went through with Keith Lee. But we got Indy. And last but not least, my last move that I took up was one that was from the bottom of my heart, because a while back there's some shenanigans that happened where we had these bags. And when we went to open these bags, a lot of players with the community walked away with something really great. Trickster, Liv, Oblivion, still hands down one of the greatest Trickster waifus and overall waifus, in my opinion, in the game. Cora Jade Jaded, she had her time, but she was absolutely amazing. NXT waifu. And last but not least, a lot of people picked up this guy. And when the bad guy needed a striker most, Bradshaw stood up and delivered, just like his Showboat variant did. Who got a rework? So I'm just saying, Oba. Come on, good old folks over at Scopely. But Bradshaw's been someone that I've been working on. And again, getting in that state of mind. This is a guy that I sat on for years. Like, worked with him, used him for a lot, then got better strikers, retired him. OTC took over everything. Woody got shelved. But next thing you know, plates come out, moments come out, and this guy becomes a whole complete different beast. Got the universal moment with the ministry plate, the ministry moment, and then I got the feud moment with the winning the titles. So this guy is hitting crazy. Got him with the triple red setup. It's an easy no-brainer for me. And on top of that, I was able to pick up 2 Rainbow Explosions. The first one went on my guy PG Era Punk, but the second one went here. So I got 3 overall. The very first one went on Zombie Punk. Second one went on PG Punk. Third one went on Bradshaw. This is a guy who proves he's a free-to-play. You got more chances to pull him than anybody else. You know what I mean? When it comes to certain strikers. So if you can utilize him, use it. And this is the thing that benefits having, like I said, now I'm learning and understanding the method and the mythos of what Merrick's is preaching. It's like, superstars are great, but they're only as good as their entourages and the skill plates and the moments and gears that go alongside them. So, maximize. It's great to have 600 plus superstars, but really start combing through all those entourage abilities. You could be sitting on some gold, some 24 karat magic that no one's ever seen or tried. You could be the first to put it out there. You know what I mean? So same way with this guy. Triple red is where it's at. I'm rocking it. I was running the Juggernaut build for a while, studying Sir Zoro Sama's videos for the longest. Ran the Juggernaut, clean through people, clean like water, smooth like butter. So now it's the triple red. Clicky, but gets the job done. And I have no regrets. So those were my 3 talent up moves for that. Like I said, I'm just working on the, like, I've come so far. There's so many builds and moves that I want to work. Having OTC at the Hype 4 is great. AJ Lee's definitely going Hype 4. Cody Rhodes going to be hunting for a Rainbow Snowfall or Frankie the Parrot just to make him a problem. Shout out to the broski, the OG, the Kingmaker. You know what I'm saying? And David Boy. You know, shout out Vengeful 1-2 from the Tuvement era. But the tricolor build, it's always a blessing in disguise to get the opportunity to run it. So I am excited and ecstatic to see what's going to go down when I get one of those plates. I'm going to speak it, especially with looking at the revamp to those few chests. You know, it's more reason like they got to balance it out with figuring out, hey, let's make this contest maxable, but not as time consuming. Grindable but not frustrating, you know, finding that balance. And we've been in this game for 9 years, going on 10, good Lord willing, that they should be able to zone in, you know, shut the game down for a little bit, fix everything, and go on about your business. Fix the AI issues, fix the resource issues, give it an overhaul, make it WWE Champions 2.0, you know, and hopefully things work out, good Lord willing. But definitely, like, just I lost a train of thought of where I was going with that, but nonetheless, definitely going forward, just looking to build the account, looking at all my entourage abilities and combos, looking at my go-tos, you know, my Pokemon, my people that I'm taking to take down the Elite Four, the people I'm going to challenge. Red on Mount Silver, you know, these are the husbandos and waifus I'm ready to go to war with. Let me look at the other entourage combinations that aren't the usual norm and make it better. Like getting that 200%, my first ever 200% strap for a powerhouse that I pursued, shard hunting. I remember back in the day, like years ago, I said that term, shard hunting. Going for characters, finding them and getting them, building them and recruiting them over time. And it's worked out and changed the game for the better. I've picked up so many great people from Shard recruits. Michelle McCool, Showboat, Cody Rhodes, Powerhouse. Being able to pick up my boy Jacob Fatu. You know, that meant a lot to me. There's a lot of great characters I've been able to pick up via shards, and it meant the world to me. It hit different because you don't get that adrenaline rush. You know, you don't get that pop when it comes to the card stopping and blinking and the image popping in. But to see the shards come through and then you pop out and think you got nothing. Then you go to your roster, you see that red circle, and you realize, oh snap, I recruited this husbando and waifu. It's so rewarding and such a blessing. But I'm going to be looking for the like the feud chests being overhauled. I'm definitely going to be looking for a Frankie the Parrot or a Universal Rainbow Snowfall to make my guy blessed with the tricolor build in the name of the glorious David Boy. So we got that going on. I mean, Seth's been absolutely amazing. He's been incredible. I'm going to rock it out with him. Powerhouse got me torn because I got Julia at 3. I'm kind of leaning towards getting my waifus to 4 before my husbandos just because waifu content is niche, but it's better to get in and out with it because it's so niche. Whereas with the men, I can tolerate the MP reductions and stuff. They'll be good. Waifus, I'd rather just make it a clean situation and know, like, I can be able to build up. My guy Gunther, again, like, having him set up with the armor, 100% gem damage, and having him set with the break-in green to get the red MP so I can load up, put more multipliers on the board, make that hit, buff them gems. That's always a hit. Literally only just takes a three match and it's goated, and, you know, putting them down, hitting them with the blow up from the green, and then making the reds possibly connect, loading them up again. Then the gem defense. It's not about hitting people for a billion, half a billion all the time. If it gets you to W, it gets you to W. Maybe your account, you get blessed with more armor medals than the Fury 3s. Utilize it. It's going to help you. Just like the skill plates are going to help you. The certain moments in investing in them are going to help you. The universal moments definitely makes things different. But I'm definitely going to be working on this guy. Easy to work on because the simple fact his hype is easy to obtain in the pools as well as the shop, meaning you're going to get him sooner and you can save your actual wildcard tech for other characters that are difficult to take up, like Shredder, Roman Reigns, so on and so forth. He's got a great moment for feuds. He's got things covered for Showdown. I loved using Gunther even before he was reworked. I love taking the time and utilizing him. I liked him, and now I love him even more. So he's getting his comeuppance. And like I said earlier, I cannot wait to get the gear for him for that multiplied gem strength increased by 5. He is going to be hitting solid. I cannot wait. Cena's been helping me out. Even going back, I've just played around with Howdy with the triple purple, and I was like, dang, like there's so many different people that I can work on and build that I'm excited to do it. And now that I know, like, hey, I got all these great characters sitting up here, sitting at the mountaintop, getting on my tech Charlotte. I played around with her moveset now. With this is like, she's cooking now. 40% all damage from Michelle McCool, plus 2 blue MP, 30% more health. Then got Razor with the 60% more green gem damage. Got the 40 from Chelsea Green, and of course Stunning Steve. She's hitting 100%, 150% strap, plus got the green Piper plate on her with the 100% of a full fury. If you hit the spear and bypass the green area and load up the 7x1 blue, you can load up the big boot, not the big boot, the head scissor takedown to stack your green even further. And again, Chelsea Green, free-to-play unit. Razor, free-to-play unit. Stunning Steve, free-to-play unit. Michelle McCool, free-to-play unit. S plus tier unit being buffed to the wazoo by free-to-play characters. Can't beat it. I had her sitting with 5s for the longest time, and I finally got it switched up. I am open to holding this and sharing this with Ilya, but I'm praying for it at 200% strap strictly for Ilya because, like Gunther, I'm just a huge fan of Ilya and Gunther's style, the passion, the respect for the craft, giving their all, putting it all on the line. That's what it's all about. So I'm praying for a 200% modern era tech strap for Ilya where it will remain with the green Piper plate. If not, for the time being, I will go ahead and I will move things around. I'll just switch between them because it's not a loss. It's a dub all the way around. So I'm happy for that one. Going to take up Hulk Hogan. That's a move. Got my boy Muhammad Ali again. Those gears, I didn't know this was available until I went in one day and just took a look at him, popped the gear open, and saw that it was for purchase for $1 million. And now since I got that, I've turned around and I've been running him like this, and he bodies. He's an absolute problem. I don't have a moment for him, but I got the Queen's Tiara and I got him breaking and loading up so when he breaks black, he's making red, so to get that back and loaded up again if the cycle. So, just different things popping out. Like moved my Titan plate off of Hall of Fame Taker, put it on Cody. I went ahead and took bit the bullet. I went ahead and got a pass for that because these plates, like literally, like growing and evolving. I got so many 6-star goals, so many greats, so many. But now I'm looking at people like Haku and looking at the utility that he's got right here. Monster destroys everything. Has the tag, got the link, don't have the gear yet. He's got a solid coaching ability that works for another heavy hitter of mine, Showboat Vader. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's always a thing. You want to look at your characters. What content can they clear? Quality of life improvements. Do they have a hot tag link? If they do have links, what kind of links can you use that benefit them, let alone your faction, in certain contests, whether faction or solo? Even the things of where to put your wild hype at, certain plate setups, gem chucking, MP, break 3, get 3. There's so much that goes into these games. Moments can make a difference. Plates can make a difference. Superstars can make a difference. And even if the character isn't a great heavy hitter, it could possibly be CSS or, again, amazing trainer and coaching ability. Everything has purpose in this game. And, me, I have to take a moment to be like, hey, yo, I've been blessed with a lot of great things. You know, I'm happy to now know that this guy was the predecessor. Well, I'm thanking the pin bar not moving move. I believe, honestly, if I recall correctly, I'm thinking the pin bar, the first person to ever use a move where the pin bar doesn't move, I'm thinking it's either Powerhouse Hulk Hogan, Acrobat Legend Randy Savage. Those are the two that come to mind the most. I know Powerhouse Bulldog also has a move similar to that. But to see like another structure of gameplay, to look at this and realize, wow, Jacob Fatu Acro, as well as Acro New World Woods, are based off of the run of the way you would run Randy Savage. And I always believe, to paraphrase Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction, you're either a Hogan guy or a Savage guy. You can rock with both. You can clearly have your moments and your memories of either or. But at the end of the day, similar to the to Elvis and Beatle debate, you can like songs from both of them. But when the day comes to a conclusion, you're going to pick one over the other. And when it comes to me, as much as I love Hollywood Hulk Hogan and I respect what Hulkamania did, I always rocked with Randy Savage. So to pick him, to pick him up, especially with the whole licensing situation, not knowing if he was ever going to come back to begin with, then to get an opportunity this weekend to not only pick up my first ever Piper green plates, but this Yokozuna moment, which when maxed out, takes his multiply gems up to 6 with 50% more health, let alone 50% less gem damage from this moment, right? It don't get much better than that. Yeah, we got this one too. It is what it is. Guess with the gem match, it can help out with loading stuff up. But at the end of the day, I got my guy. I'm praying. I get it. The percentages don't really matter. As long as you got a base 100%, it don't really matter. As long as you got a good setup with your plates and your metals. But at the end of the day, I would love to have a 200% Acro Hall of Fame strap sitting on him and only him. And I'm leaving him in this platinum gear because to have him, to finally bring him in like this, to recruit and get this out of the armory, but then to get that, like I said, it depends on who you are. If you're someone that had all the gears aside from the platinum gear, it might have hurt you. And then also, depending on where your resources were, maybe you didn't have Savage at 6-star gold, then it would make sense in a little bit. But for me, I was missing 2 of the gears. I already had him at 6-star gold. It was worth the investment. I have no complaints. And to see him go from these, like, you got to think, these are the original, he's one of the Hall of Fame originals. This is what they look like. Easter egg candies. Easter egg chocolates. But this, to see him look like this and to get all that buff, a built-in Sherry with all these gears and to have full access to that, anyone who picked it up, I'm not looking at you as Boo Boo the Fool. I respect your decision, whether you had one gear, when you had 1 gear, 2 gear. I respect it. The only thing, honestly, that would have made that offer better is if they had the Hall of Fame strap with it. That's just me. I'm praying that we do get more opportunities at a plethora of diverse straps. But Hall of Fame, especially if they're going to come back and be a requirement, we need that love. But literally looking at this type of beef up here, the 7 here from like the math is just crazy to me. Like you got 7 here with that buff there. Then you also got the 7 from Sherry. You know what I mean? So that's 14. And then you got the 14, and then you got the max out with the 6. So he's sitting at 20. If I'm doing my math correctly, he's sitting at 20 on that. So 2021. But the accounts turned around for the better, and in the past couple of days, there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's happened. But it's opened my eyes, and it's made me very appreciative of Scopely. I will always hold them accountable. I'll give them their flowers. I will also give them my proper constructive criticism, as should each and every single one of you, with respect. So I'm grateful to see where my account has come, how far my account has come. Like, I'm literally like another thing and an example, just like to give free-to-play people hope, okay? The rework of Foley is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. There's no debate about that. Bradshaw, another great free-to-play striker. You know what I mean? Jacob Fatu, an amazing acrobat that everyone can run him a multitude of ways. You can get his height just like you can get OTC Romans, Nation of Domination Rocks, and Tech Gunthers. You know, you can run him with the countdown. You can run him with the pyro. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can build an account whether you spend money or not. But to see, like, the depth that's come here, and to also look at this, pick this guy up off of Prizewall. Was able to pick him up off of Prizewall for the zombies. Got him, took him to the moon, and then turned around and got enough so I could be able to pick up LA Knight and recruit him and take him up to 6 stars gold. So there, again, pick your spots. Shard hunting, getting the right strap, doing your due diligence, checking out the portal, watching the official content creators' videos, let alone unofficial content creators' videos, doing your due diligence and having fun with the game. It can take you on a wild, crazy ride. But I mean, even a guy like Gooker, being able to finally pick him up and to be able to pick up his gear too. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm still like, I'm just blessed and thankful that I got to share these moments and opportunities with you. But that has been my week so far. So by all means, tell me about yours. It's not even about the time. It's the time that's of how long the video is. What matters most is the time that's spent. And I'm grateful that I got to spend this time with you. Like, my account, like, I combed through it. I went by Mickey James. I remember there was a time I definitely want to do a roster review video proper. But I remember when this was my best showboat waifu, my best waifu. You know what I mean? And then I'm looking at this young lady right here who's just chilling, 130 strap. But there's so many new shenanigans going on because of that X break. You know what I mean? So there's people I look at and I'm just thinking like, wow, you got me through certain times, just like Bradshaw got me through for a certain amount of time. It's no different than Hall of Fame Brett was one of my people that I love to use a lot. Goldberg, the Streak was someone that I was always longing to have. Having my guy Edge in here, praying that he comes back and gets a rework. I mean, they had him as the rated R superstar, then they changed the epithet to the ultimate opportunist. I would love for him to come back and them do a S+ tier for him. I would love to see a lot happen in these games. Honestly, another person, like, now that it's coming to mind, because it was on my mind earlier, I just wanted to bring this up to y'all and think about it. Well, actually, I like that version. That's my favorite version of Undertaker because that's the one that I grew up with alongside Ministry of Darkness, hands down my favorite aesthetic Undertaker. Ruthless Aggression, Last Outlaw Undertaker with what he was doing on SmackDown, what he was doing with WrestleMania, that's always going to be my GOAT. But what I would like to see, and I've brought up this idea before, but bear with me. I would like to explain it. I can explain it better now that we have this. Like, what if, like, looking at the artwork that they did for AJ Styles just got me thinking. The next character that came to my mind is Undertaker. What if they came out with another version? I spoke about this years ago too, but what if they made like God tiers? Like, you knew that these were the Zenith versions. Like, these are the be all end alls. These are like in FGO, they called them limited servants, or even Dokkan anniversary units. These characters only come out once. They're not returning to the well because they're that powerful, they're that good. And I always talked about it like, you could have different things you could call like ring general or mouthpiece or something. But realistically, all you need are just these God tier versions of these iconic characters. Like, in my mind, what icons of WrestleMania should have been, right? But they could do something like the faces of wrestling, or like I said, ring generals. Like, they're these God tier versions of people. So when I looked at the artwork for Showboat AJ Styles, it made me think about Undertaker. Imagine an Undertaker with the hat, with his eyes rolled back, the moon in the back, the cross tilted, the lightning striking and stuff, the mist rising up, and the card just said it's Undertaker's card, but then it just says the Streak. And then you get him, and to me, I feel that if you're going to do, you got the Undertaker for Icons of WrestleMania. Make an S+ tier Undertaker, the Streak, and like the Hall of Fame units, give him his gear from specific things. Like, honestly, it would make sense. Like, for me, The base gear would be this gear right here. This is the gear that I believe that should be the base gear, because this is the gear that a lot of people grew up on, and this is where his best work was done, in my opinion. But then have the gear similar like the silver gear. The silver gear could be his Dead Man gear from New Gen. His gold gear could be his gold gear could honestly, to me, his gold gear could be American Badass. They could do something like that. So his base gear would be Last Outlaw. His silver gear could be Dead Man. His gold gear could be American Badass. But then they could make a platinum gear, right? They could do a platinum gear. That's his Ministry of Darkness. Because in my opinion, Ministry of Darkness was the most intimidating and imposing version of Undertaker, but the Last Outlaw was the most technically sound and complete version of The Undertaker. But you get like the Many Faces of Foley with his Hall of Fame gear. That's the way you got Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind. I believe they should do the same thing with these characters. And same thing could apply with even with his bald head version. And all obviously the gears all could have special things. And since they're top tier characters, it wouldn't be a surprise that yes, it would be pay to win to get these people. I wouldn't be against it, but I know that it would be something healthy for the game. But it would be unique. A S+ tier striker Undertaker the Streak with gears that tie into all the different versions of him evolving his character. Let alone you release these characters and they come out with a universal moment similar to the farewell tour for John Cena, right? Have a moment that's all tied to Undertaker, all the versions of Undertaker, and the same thing applies. Plus, include him on the ones that already got Taker on there. So the one with the Hell in a Cell, the one with him and Kane, the one with the Ministry. Have the one with the Acolytes. Have that version of the Undertaker be included on all of them. Give him his own moment. Give him all the different gears. Make his trainer and coaching ability so cracked that when he drops, and no lie, release him at WrestleMania. He's tied to the streak. He comes out for the streak. You get 1 weekend, 2 nights. You get a chance to get him. Either you do or you don't. And make him similar to Hulk Hogan, where if he does come back every year, there's always something that makes him better. Something that always makes him improve. That's what I'm looking at. I think that the same thing could apply with The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold. You could do all of them like that. You could have a Stone Cold where it's obviously him with his vest. You can have him in his vest and his pants or his shorts, the knee pads. You could have a version of him from... I'm saying Stunning Steve, but I would love to see just the tie-in of him doing Steve Mania from ECW, and also to tie it in, they're the best versions of the character, but they have all their links. So Undertaker would have this is where it would get great. You would have Undertaker and Kane. You could do a rework of those tag links when these characters drop to make them even more cracked and busted, right? Alongside their gear, the moment, the exclusive plates that literally are only made for them. You know what I mean? Obviously, you could put them on everyone else, but they work the best on them, right? Bronze and silver, and maybe even a third plate if 7 stars or 6-star platinum show up, right? But he has a link with Undertaker. Well, obviously himself, right? You could do that because he fought himself, right? You could do Undertaker and Kane. You could do Brothers of Destruction. You could do... This is where it could get interesting. You could do the WWF side for the Alliance storyline. If they wanted to do an invasion, they could do an invasion link for the WWF side, WCW side, right? You could do a link for him and The Rock. Why The Rock? Because The Rock and The Undertaker were tag team champions before. Yes, it is a thing. That did happen. And to make it even more interesting, have him have a link for all the eras that he was in. Have it be full representation of these characters. Have him have a New Gen link. Have him have an Attitude Era link. He was in Reality. He was there for Ruthless. He was there for PG. He was there for Modern. Give him the icons of WrestleMania. He was a part of all of that. It's the most busted version of The Undertaker. I think people would bite the bullet. And on top of that, give these characters special animations. Give this Undertaker, when he comes out to the ring, have the lightning strike and the fire shoot up. Have that pop up. Have the thing where he returns in the coffin and the coffin door plops off. They could do stuff like that. Have him have moments like if they do steel cage, have the thing where he throws you off the cage, no different than the mutant Undertaker throws you out the ring. There's a lot that they could do with these characters that would be great. And like I said, with Steve Austin, you could do Stunning Steve gear, or Steve Mania gear. You could have the Alliance outfit. You could have him with his bulletproof vest on. You could have him with the shorts. You can have him with the camo hat and the camo top. We still don't have that gear. Triple H is another one. You can have his big return after the injury with the jean jacket look. Have him with the jean jacket shirt, the jean jacket off. Have him with his return against Booker T, looking sleek, the DX Army version. Give him the different gear like the exclusive DX gear. There's so much. The gear from Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Bald Head Authority. Rock, the same thing. You could have the thing with him as Hollywood Rock. We could get the Hollywood Rock version of him. You could get the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. You could get you could get Nations of Domination Rock. You could get Final Boss Rock. So there's a lot that they could do, but I do think, rolling out the conclusion of this video, I would like to see God tier, top tier versions, because it goes back to Obafemi. They might have messed up on the A tier, but they'll make it right with the S tier. Some people like Liv Morgan just luck out. Even Rhea Ripley. Even Rhea's free-to-play was a very good free-to-play waifu for her time. No different to Liv. Liv's got a B tier free-to-play, but it hits like a S tier. The same could happen with Oba right now. He could have a lackluster A tier just to test the waters, take on the reception, and then the S plus tier, the S tier and S plus tier come out and make waves. Same thing. I'm looking at Jacob Fatu too. Jacob Fatu, I can easily see him being a top tier. I could see them doing a free to play with Jacob Fatu, but it would be similar to Ozzy and John Cena. He's going to be a free to play that's absolutely cracked because everyone loves Jacob Fatu. So I could see Jacob. He's debuted as an S tier. He's got an S plus tier with the variant and the subcategory with Zombie as a tech werewolf, Samoan werewolf. Love what they did there. They could easily do a modern era S plus tier showboat of him because of you know what I mean. Even though you got dreads, don't you ever get it twisted. His mic work, yada what I mean, is something crazy. Then I can also see him as a S plus tier striker because he's all gas, no brakes with it. Just willing to fight, anything and everybody. And then also, there ain't nothing wrong, especially with him having the red not the red Ulafala, but the flower, the necklace that he had with the red drip. I could see a modern era powerhouse to Jacob Fatu with him double stacking and Samoan dropping people and everything. There's so many ways they could go with Jacob Fatu, but I would love to see another version of characters, but the greats, you know what I mean? Ric Flair, Austin, Rock, if he ever comes back, Sting, John Cena, Edge, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho if he returns, Batista, Kane. The list goes on and on. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kurt Angle. There's a lot of greats. I can't name them all. Hulk Hogan. A S plus tier Hulk Hogan with the tights. With the tights. With the bandana coming out, ripping his shirt. Yeah, we need that. And you know what? We got characters out there like Howdy doing the things at a time situation, the combo moves. Have these people come out with three combo moves, 3 moves in one. Like their full aesthetic, their full flow, like the snake eyes, the big boot. Then turning it into the old school with Undertaker. Doing a combination of, the choke slam, the boom, a choke slam, getting them up for the tombstone power driver, setting them up for the Hell's Gate or the last ride. There's a lot of potential here in this game. But that being said, I've had an amazing week. Again, let me know how things went on your side. I can't wait to hear about it, but you already know how it goes. Hey, yo. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last. champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you on my beloved hashtag champions fam. Like the video, share the video, hype the video, but most importantly of all, if you haven't already done so, but you rock with the content and you want to see what's happening next, do yourselves a favor, never a disservice, by making sure to drop a people's elbow on the subscribe button, as well as hit a razor's edge on the bell icon to receive all future notifications from yours truly, the one and only bad guy, a WWE Champions, ZEKE410, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. I love you all. I respect you all. I'm praying for you all tenfold. Let the good times roll. And always know this, doesn't matter where you're coming from, what you're going through, or where you're headed. Always know from the bottom of my heart and in my eyes, you always and forever will be a champion. Shout out to Michelle McCool, looking like the new Silver Surfer. If you know, you know. But she is an absolute problem too. Again, these were a solid pickup. I got to give Scopely their props for coming and running it back. Again, Extreme Rules Tours beat Michelle to get Ray's gear, beat Ray to get Michelle's gear. Silver, gold, and platinum. Get through the milestone, the 1,099,000 milestone to get the plat gear for our broski Goldberg. Platberg is a problem, especially with the Gold Rush and Superior Tech plates on him, making massive, basically a built-in rumble strap set up for him. I played around with it on the Rock, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on Goldberg here, because for the Rock, honestly, I'm going to go for a yellow rumble plate and a yellow barber plate for him. But with this setup for him, Superior Tech, as well as the Gold Rush setup for him, spamming, breaking the purple to make the yellows, he's basically going to be gem chucking. And with the buff to his gem damage, he's just going to be an absolute problem. Goldberg was already solid, and these characters are always great. And I always want to remind people too, when it comes to leveling up people, obviously it's niche, but hear me out. The S+ tiers of these Hall of Fame characters, they are a lot easier to pull and recruit, as you can see with the shards. Their shard weight value is a lot more than your S tiers, your A tiers, your B tiers, your C tiers. So what I'm saying is, obviously, he can only help out his specific type. So obviously, he can only help out Chaotic, right? Chaotic Showboat, to be even more specific. But the value of his weight is so high that you can use a minimum amount of his shards and not fully deplete his shards to take up your characters from 6-star bronze, silver, and gold, maybe platinum, and still have some in the reserve. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I was talking about Goldberg. S+ tier units, the Hall of Fame characters, you're usually able to pull their shards a lot easier. So I'm thinking like him, I believe him, Molly Holly. I can't recall if it's Lex Luger, but characters like them, Tori Wilson, you're able to get their shards. Their shard weight goes a lot more, so you can use less for more shards to upgrade and evolve your characters. So just always think about having a reservoir of these characters. Like even Dominic Mysterio. When that Mysterio celebration happened, I picked up all the shards of Dom. Why? Because defensive acrobat. I was struggling to get Jacob Fatu up to 6-star gold. Now I'm sitting on tons of Dom shards, so whenever I need to take up somebody, I just go deselect, select Dom. I'm always going to pull tons of them to re-up and make it a lot easier. So think about that. Look at characters that you have shards of that are S+ tiers or S tiers, and think about you like you don't use them, but you have one way, but you can utilize them another way, and it helps out your account. But with that being said, y'all, let me know your thoughts on everything. How did things go? What did you pick off the initial midweek prize wall if you didn't run it by me earlier when it first happened? What did you decide to pick up with the medallion for the skill plate? Again, I strongly suggest going with the 500% Rainbow X-Break, because there's plenty of people that you can pull for absolutely free that can utilize that plate, and you can always swap it off later. You know what I mean? You can always switch it off later, but they can help you get through content. They'll help you clear through tours. They'll help you clear through Showdown. They're getting that 500% gem buff. So think about that. The eye is a judgment for defense. I don't knock it, especially with Jacob Fatu. Great free-to-play husbando. And then, of course, the Tama chest. We've had opportunities at charge for Julius Creed. So you should be able to get it. If you have him, go for it. If you're going after him, get it so you have it when you have him. Nonetheless, I'm getting choked up. that is the video, y'all. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Be blessed, be safe. I'm grateful that I got to rock out with y'all and showcase my bizarre champions adventure. What a roller coaster it's been, but nothing but love for the good old folks over at Scopely, let alone you, my beloved hashtag champions fam. So until next time, let me know what you got. Let me know what your game plan is for this upcoming weekend. Good pulling if you decide to go on the double packs. Make sure to do your stipulation tours to get the Oba shards. Do your showdown to get Soul Ruka. Do your victory. Knock out all your regular content. But until next time, y'all. Hey, yo.